Yeah, hi. Can you hear me now? Really sorry. I joined just now. Some login issue was there. Okay, fine. So let's begin with the session, and I can see only 155 participants. Okay, yeah. So let's start with the same place where we had left last time. And what I have decided this time is we will be discussing the questions. The moment the doubt is coming, let's not do that because it is time consuming. This is what I felt. Uh, okay, wow, fantastic. But it's my it's my responsibility to be here around 7 o'clock. So I can see only 155 participants in the list, but I have to be consistent and disciplined. So let's begin with the session. And today's is an important session. So I don't know how rest of them who are enjoying the match are going to handle it. So you can help them. It's absolutely fine. So let's begin with the session. I'm sharing the screen. And yes, we had begun and we were discussing as in what is demand, right? So let's begin with further concept of demand, which is known as law of demand, right? So now many of you are clear as in what is demand, and now we will be discussing as is what is law of demand. So law of demand, actually it's a uh, it says that ceteris paribus, where higher the price of a commodity, the smaller is the quantity demanded, and lower the price, larger the quantity. Ceteris paribus is a Greek word which means that other things remaining constant or other things remaining equal. When the price of a commodity changes, what will happen? When the price of the commodity changes, the smaller is the quantity demanded, and when the price is lower, the larger quantity is demanded. This is law of demand. Now, the law of demand is having some characteristics. First is it is having an inverse relationship. Why it is having an inverse relationship? Because price and quantity are inversely related. We can see in the statement of law that higher the price, when the price is high, when I say the price is higher, then what is happening? There is a smaller quantity demanded. So what is happening? Demand is less. So this is your demand. Demand is going in this manner and price is going in a higher manner. So when price is increasing, that quantity demanded is decreasing. So when such kind of relationship is there, we say it as an inverse relationship, or we can say it as a negative relationship where two things are going in opposite direction, right? It's not a positive relationship, but it is a negative relationship. Then second thing, price is an independent variable. Why I am saying price is an independent variable? Because price is changing first and demand is a dependent variable. So after there is a change in the price, which is an independent variable, we see change in quantity demanded, right? I will repeat this because this is really important. See, price is an independent variable. Independent means which is not impacted by any other factors, doesn't matter. It is the one which is going to change first. So, independent variable changes first, and then we see what is the impact of the dependent variable. So price increase, when I say price is increasing, so it becomes an independent variable, and demand is decreasing, that becomes your dependent variable. I hope this is done. And it's a qualitative statement. Yeah, it is known as a qualitative statement because it's really um, actually qualitative and quantitative means you are just trying to make a statement as in this relationship is going to happen, and other things remaining same. Other things means what? Other things means price of related products, or income of the consumer, or taste and preference of a consumer, then technology. All these things are going to remain constant. Now, if you remember, last session we had a discussion in which I had told you that there is a demand function. Demand is a function of so many things. If you remember that, same on the same lines we are going, right? We are going on the same lines. Just give me 1 second. I'll remove the blur because it is taking lot of. Okay, it will take lot of internet. Fine. So, what I'm trying to tell, other things remaining same. Why I say other things remaining same? Then only we can understand what is the relationship, right? So that's why we say ceteris paribus. So the law of demand can be illustrated with the help of a demand schedule. It's a hypothetical example to understand how demand schedule is drawn with the help, sorry, how demand diagram is drawn for an individual with the help of a demand schedule, right? So the demand schedule also shows that there is a fall in the price. Just give me 1 second. I'll erase this. Huh. So this is a demand schedule. This is law of demand. This is an individual demand schedule. Now, let's understand this and how it comes to market. I will tell you that also. It's not that difficult. So this is an individual, one person's demand schedule. And in this one person's demand schedule, when the price is 5 rupees, the quantity demanded is 10 kgs. And when the price is 1, at that time, the quantity demanded is 50 kgs. So when I try to plot this along the axis, I can make out that it is a downward sloping demand curve. So this is showing us an inverse relationship. Traditionally, if you go in a lower grade like 11th and 12th and first year, they actually show how the plotting is done. But at a higher level, I don't show that. Just from the diagram, we can easily make out how the plotting is done. So I don't get into details about how the diagram is plotted. The moment you start plotting and draw a straight line, it is easier. So this is a linear demand curve, right? Linear means whose what the degree is 1. The degree of the equation is 1 is known as a linear demand curve. Similarly, we have quadratic equations, and similarly, we have cubic equations also. But we don't use cubic and quadratic equation in economics in initial part. Later on, when you are doing mathematical economics or something, at that time, quadratic equations will be useful. But let's not get into details about how mathematical application is required in economics, because this is just a fundamental of maths, like linear equation and introduction of that is done in law of demand. So it's a very basic understanding of mathematics application in economics. So this is how an individual diagram is drawn. Now, if you ask me how I have to draw for a market demand, what I will do is I will add all the diagrams, individual diagrams of 4 individuals, 5 individuals, 10 individuals, doesn't matter, will give me a market demand curve, right? So any person who's demanding at 5 doesn't mean that everyone is going to demand the product at 5. No, one person may be demanding the product at 5, someone may be demanding a product at 1, some person may be demanding the product at 2. But still, market demand curve will take care of all these individuals, individual 1, 2, 3, 4. and horizontal summation of all the individual demand curves is known as your market demand curve, right? Horizontal summation, horizontally, when you sum up, you get a market demand curve. So my market demand curve will start from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How much it is demanded in the market? According to that, the market demand curve is drawn. Now, this will go from product to product. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It will go from product to product. I hope it is clear. Just give me thumbs up, something, yes, no, something. Yes, I will be sharing the PPT. It's there in the Google Classroom also. Yes. So if it's clear, let's move on. Now, a very important concept is your elasticity of demand. See, law of demand will only show you the direction in which the demand or price is having a relationship, right? So price is increasing, demand is falling, or price is falling, demand is increasing. So it is just showing you the direction. But does it actually happen in real world, if I ask? So let me give a very simple example, because of which the concept of elasticity becomes very, very important. See, elasticity concept is also having a relationship with revenue. So revenue generation is also very important for a company, right? So you have to take care of the concept of elasticity also. Sorry, too much brightness on my face. Okay. Now, uh, have you observed that the petrol price is increasing? Anyone? Have you observed that the petrol prices are increasing? Yes. Now, can you tell me, does the petrol price increase from 91 to 92? No, no. Demand increases, then price will also increase. No, we don't understand like that. We understand when price increases, what is the impact of demand, right? So, that's absolutely wrong. No, there is an inverse relationship. It is not directly proportional. No. So that way it is wrong, right? Yeah, demand. Now let me continue with the example which I am giving. Price of petrol is always increasing in decimals. It doesn't increase directly from 91 to 92. No, here where the concept of elasticity comes. See, law of demand, as I told, it will just show you the direction, but elasticity will show you that how much a consumer is going to consume in case the price is increasing in points, right? In case the price is increasing, nominal increase in prices there, what will be the impact on consumers demand? Now, as a seller, or as a economist, or as a person who's doing a business, I should know that if I increase the price of petrol, that's why government increases the prices of petrol. They are aware as in how much a person is going to consume, or they can make out how much a person will be consuming in the market. So let's continue with the same example. So if petrol prices are increasing from 91 to 91.50 paisa, how many consumers will be still consuming the product, right? And that's why we say or apply the concept of elasticity of demand. Now understand the definition. Elasticity of demand refers to degree of responsiveness. Degree, how much you are going to respond of quantity demanded of a commodity. It can be any commodity. One specific example which I gave here was petrol. Reason behind that, because we all are using two wheelers or four wheelers. So we are aware, as in, yes, petrol prices are increasing. Now, quantity demanded of a commodity to a change in its price. So particular products price is changing, and how we are going to respond. So elasticity of demand is nothing but it refers to degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded of a commodity to change in its price or any other factor. This only happens in case of shortage for a product. Yeah. So the question raised here is, when the demand increases, then the price will ultimately increase. No, it is not necessary that the price will increase. But in case of shortage of a product, yes, the price will definitely increase. So there are some exceptions to law of demand, which we will be discussing, and those exceptions are the ones in which actually the demand increases when the price is ultimately increasing, right? So there are some exceptions. See, uh, rare rare example will be diamonds. So the diamonds price will increase, right? So when I am discussing exceptions to the law of demand, this question will be addressed immediately, so you don't need to worry about it, right? So yes, there are some exceptions in which the prices will go high. Now let's come back to this concept of elasticity of demand. Now, elasticity of demand has, yes, yes, they are different. Demand and law of demand are different. Yes. Why they are different is you have to search and tell me. Now, there are two concepts in elasticity. There are other things also. Yes, one example which you have given here is absolutely correct. Yes, what petroleum countries are doing is absolutely correct. Now, an elastic demand is the one, understand this, because this is a very basic thing to further address what exactly is your types of elasticity of demand. So these are degrees or types of elasticity of demand. So before we understand this concept, understand these things which are very important. So what is elastic demand? Elastic demand is the one in which the change in quantity demanded is due to change in price is large. So when price is changing more, or wait, can you see this? This is an elastic demand curve. An elastic is one in which change in quantity is less, but change in price is more. So when your price is increasing more, the quantity demanded changes less. A very simple example for elastic demand is, nowadays in Gujarat, means specifically in Ahmedabad, I would like to share. Uh, so much dengue cases, typhoid cases, and so many cases are there. People are just continuously falling sick. So, what has happened? The concept of elastic demand has come into existence. The doctor's fees have gone up, right? So, the doctor is first, he was charging 150 rupees per patient, and now he is charging 300 rupees per patient. Is it possible for you, in case you are sick, is it possible for you to not go and meet the doctor? No. One more example I would like to say. In case of medicines, if the prices of medicine increases, I am specifically giving you an example for heart or BP or diabetes or any such medicine which is actually required and which is you cannot replace it. I'm not talking about taking a dolo or something. No. If you have fever, doctor will tell take a dolo or take some crocin tablet or so on. No, I'm not talking about that. I am talking about medicine which are specific. So, in case of any necessity like medicines, there is always a elastic demand. So even if price of the product is increasing, you don't stop consuming the product. In case of food grains, even if the price is increasing, will you stop consuming eating rice, wheat, or oil, or sugar, or salt, and so on? You are not going to stop consuming all those things. So, all those things will be having an elastic demand, right? So, price is increasing. There is a large change in price which will not have much change in quantity demanded. I hope this is clear. Yes, no, something. Something, yes, no. Fine. Now, inelastic demand is the one. How many of you have used a ladder in your house? The one which we will stick to the wall and climb on it. How many of you have used it? Anyone remembers? I have used when I was small. So in olden days, we used to put a ladder, and the same way your demand curve is. It's inelastic. So when there is a small change in price, there is a large change in quantity, is your inelastic demand curve. So inelastic demand curve generally happens when there is a case of luxuries. I can avoid purchasing some products. I can I can say that, okay, I'll delay purchasing some products. Then in those case, you have inelastic demand. So necessities will have an elastic demand and luxuries will be having an inelastic demand. So luxuries can be anything, buying a expensive car or buying a yacht or buying a private jet. Yeah, then buying a really expensive jewelry like real diamonds or something, then there is an inelastic demand. So any luxurious thing or going on a luxurious trip or going and staying in a five-star hotel or going having planning a trip to Maldives or Paris, Eiffel Tower, and so on, all will be having an inelastic demand because these are the examples of luxuries. Yeah. Yes, I will tell you there are two books. Just give me some time. By end of the session, I will send a message uh, to everyone where you can refer to those books. Okay, so the concept of elasticity of demand is great importance to producers. It is important to farmers, workers, government, and so on. The formula to calculate price elasticity of demand is this. Price elasticity of demand is percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price. So this is to be done in case of percentages. Yeah. Now, there are degrees of price elasticity of demand. Degrees of price elasticity of demand is highly elastic demand. See, there are actually five types, but here I have discussed the main three types. Remaining two also I will tell you. You don't need to worry about it. Highly elastic demand. Highly elastic demand is where proportionate change in quantity demanded is more than a given change in price. So it's known as your highly elastic demand. Change in, so this is elasticity is greater than 1. This is taken in terms of absolute terms, in the sense that elasticity is measured in absolute terms. So when we write -1 in absolute, it becomes 1. So this is basic mathematics which we have studied in 8th grade or ninth grade, right? So we always calculate elasticity in terms of absolute value. We ignore the negative signs when we are doing the calculation of elasticity. Now, when I say highly elastic demand, right? So, elastic, you remember, proportionate change in quantity demanded is more than given change in price. So, this can happen in case of luxuries. The second one is relatively inelastic demand. When proportionate change in quantity demanded is less than proportionate change in price. I'm really sorry. For this one, I gave an example. I'll take, uh, yes, I gave an example here as necessities. I'm really sorry, I take my words back. Actually, in case of inelastic, it is necessities, and in case of elastic, it is luxuries. I'm really sorry for that. It's my bad for telling you that. Really sorry for that. Okay, so highly elastic demand is in case of luxuries. Even if a small change in price is there, the quantity demanded will increase. And the elasticity is greater than 1. As I told you, absolute value has to be taken, and this is a good example for luxuries. So luxuries, as I told you, that buying yacht or something you are doing, or buying a really expensive car, then in that case it is known as highly elastic demand. In case of inelastic demand, the example which I gave for medicines is the right example, in which actually, even if the price is changing more, the quantity demanded won't be impacted. That is, proportionate change in quantity demanded is less than proportionate change in price. So that goes with all your necessities. The example which I gave was right, that when the price is changing at a higher rate, still you keep on purchasing the product. So in case of inelastic demand, we say it as it is related with the necessities, and in case of elastic demand, it is known as luxuries. So we can observe here in the diagram that when the price is when the price is decreasing from P1 to P2, the quantity demanded is pretty larger, pretty higher than when the price is decreasing, percentage is less. So when the price percentage is 10%, then the quantity demanded will be more than 10%. It can be 12%, 15%, 20%, 25%, it can be more. Similarly, when the price, in this case, in case of inelastic demand, when the price is falling at a higher rate, the quantity demanded won't be falling at that much rate. So in case of medicines, even if the prices is higher, you will not stop consuming those medicines, because they are the necessities. Now, when I say unitary elastic demand. In unitary elastic demand, the proportionate change in quantity demanded is exactly equal to proportionate change in price. Yes, I will. I understood that you got confused with the previous slide. Yes, I'll make a change in that because yes, there is some information which I have added, and that created a confusion. So just give me 1 second. I have removed that, which because of which so much confusion is created. Really sorry, it's my bad. See, in elastic demand, it is always proportionate change in quantity demanded is more than given price. So percentage change in quantity demanded is more, it's more than change in the price. So price will change this much, quantity demanded will change more. That is in case of luxuries. That is in case of elastic demand. When I say it as inelastic means a little change will happen. Now, when a little change is happening, we say as proportionate change in quantity demanded is less. So, quantity demanded will be this much when price is changing this much, right? So this happens in case of necessities. See, even if price of oil increases, you will not stop consuming the given amount of oil per month. You will not stop consuming that. Or if price of sugar increases, you will not stop consuming that much amount of sugar. How much is required, you have to purchase. You cannot stop eating food. That's the reason why inelastic demand happens in case of necessities. I hope this is clear. Yes, unitary elastic demand is the one in which there is no specific example for unitary elasticity of demand. It is just a way to understand what is unitary elasticity of demand, because generally it is observed that either the elasticity is highly elastic demand or it is relatively inelastic demand. So relatively elastic demand also they say, and relatively inelastic demand is also there. Now, when the proportionate change is exactly same, that is change in price is exactly equal to change in quantity demanded, it is equal to 1. So this is your rectangular hyperbola. Really sorry, but I hope now this is clear. Yes, is it clear with everyone? Yes, yeah. So are you clear with the diagram which I have shown? I have removed those information. Yes. So I have removed that information so you don't get confused again, right? Okay. Yes. Now let's understand this. Now, let's understand this shifting and expansion of demand. Now, there are two concepts. One is known as your movement along the demand curve, and another is shift in the demand curve. So, movement along the demand curve happens because of price of the particular product. So, a change in demand as a result of change in variable other than the commodity's own price is known as shift in demand curve. But movement along the demand curve, wait, yes. See, this is quantity demanded is a function of price. Suppose this product is X. So this is price of X, price of Y, then income of the consumer, taste and preference. So I am writing TP and technology, right? So this is your demand equation or demand function. So demand function shows a relationship between price of X and quantity demanded of X. Now, when I say movement along the demand curve, that will only show price of that particular product. See, law of demand, which we understand, will show us movement along the curve. So when your price increases from P to P2, we can see that the quantity demanded is decreasing from Q to Q2. I will repeat this again. When we see that the price is P and it increases from P to P2, what is the impact? The quantity demanded is reducing from Q to Q2. So your demand curve is this direction. And when the price is reducing from P to P1, that time the quantity demanded is moving from Q to Q1, right? So this movement along, either it is in this direction or this direction, is only possible with the help of the price of that particular product. So that price will decide in which direction the demand curve is going. Is it going in upward direction or it is going in downward direction? Now, when I see a shift in the demand curve, now shift in the demand curve is because of other factors. All this income and taste and preference. Income of the consumer, income and taste and preference of the consumer. Because of that, we can see there is a shift in the demand curve. Now, definition is given here. Movement along the demand curves definition also I will insert here. Okay. See, uh, yeah. So this is a shift in the demand curve. Now, if your income increases, let's understand this in a better manner, then we will see the definition. If you get a bonus, your income is increasing. What will happen? Your income is increased. So first you were on this demand curve. But as your income has increased, your consumption will increase or not? Yes. Your consumption will increase and you will shift from D to D1. See, let me repeat this with the help of an income concept, that is income of a consumer. As you get a bonus, your income increases. So first as an consumer, you were on point D. As your income has increased, you have shifted your demand. That is, your demand has increased from D to D1. And when you are retiring from your organization, your income is reducing. That is why you will reduce your consumption from D to D2. Now, this shift in demand curve is change in the quantity of a product or a service that consumer seeks at a price point. This can cause an influence on economic factors other than price. So one example which I gave for was income. So these are influenced by change in economic factors which are other than price of the particular product. And that's the reason why the demand curve shifts when quantity of a product or the service demanded at each price level changes. So if you can see change in shifting of the curves, right? So this is known as shift in the demand curve. That is because of prices, that is because of other factors except price of that particular product. And movement along the demand curve is because of price of that particular product. I hope this is clear. Okay. Anyone has any doubt here? Yes. Anyone has any?
Ma'am, ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, just can you move to the previous slide before the shift in demand curve?
Yeah.
Ma'am, before this slide.
Yeah. This is movement along the demand curve.
Okay.
But the explanation is given for shift in the demand curve. That and that I will merge it.
Ma'am, actually, I got confused in both the slides. Actually, that was I was seeing. That is the thing I was seeing in both the slides. The topic for both the slide was same. So
Yeah,
I
because
just got
it is,
confused.
I just wanted to do it in a continuation, shifting and expansion of a demand curve. Generally, we do it like movement along the demand curve and shift in the demand curve. But because this topic is given like this, I just kept it the same. Only thing is, I have inserted a specific diagram for both of them. So this is an explanation for shifting the demand curve. So separate explanation I will insert for movement along the demand curve also. So you don't need to worry about it, right? So movement along the demand, are you clear with this, that what is movement along the demand curve and what is shift in the demand curve?
Yes, ma'am. That is I'm clear with that.
Okay, fine. So don't worry. I'll just make some changes in this because I do understand if you are reading it, you may get confused. Yeah. So I understand that. So if you want, I can change the heading also to be specific. So it will be clear for you that, okay, this is movement along the demand curve and this is shift in the demand curve. I will do that as well. So that's not a problem. Okay, the last one is some uh, yeah. So there were some questions which were raised for what is known as your exceptions to the law of demand. Some questions were raised. Yeah, somebody has had raised a question for shift in the demand. At the same price, yes. No, you are paying higher price. Uh, Food orders during rains and other times could be an example for shift in demand. Food orders during rains. You are paying a higher price. At this, no, you are paying a higher price. When you are ordering food, it cannot be an example of shift in demand. No, because you are paying a higher price.
But ma'am,
Yeah. Yes, yes. Tell me, Hemant.
the price of the product doesn't change, right? It is the same. It the whatever affects whatever demand that changes from the customer is because of the other factors like rain. In a, because if you want to buy the product, you can just go and get it yourself. Because of the rain, you are unable to go and get it, so you're ordering, and because of the rain, there will be change of prices. But the
Change of price. Correct. What
means what
what
I mean
does hmm tell. Yeah.
means what I was thinking was the product's price doesn't change, right? So which was what
No, but
I was thinking.
yes, correct. But at the end of the day, if you are aware, I have also ordered many times in during rainy season, they will charge extra. So actually we land up paying more.
Ah, yes.
So price we cannot say na there is a shift in the demand. You can say movement along the demand. Yes, that I will agree.
Yeah, okay.
See, shift in demand is only possible. See, you understand it. Shift in demand is only possible when your other factors are changing, like your income is changing. A very
uh,
simple example I will tell you, you got a bonus of 1 lakh rupees. Will
okay.
your demand change?
Can you give any example other than income so that we can get a different idea from this?
Yes, another example will be in case of preferences. In case of preference, because you are having a preference of some particular product. Very simple example I will give you. My
Okay.
daughter, we used to go and buy from a grocery shop, or say we used to go and buy from DMart. And she used to specifically take the trolley and run to the chips section. And in that, she had a specific preference of choosing those chips of Lay's.
Yeah, okay.
So even if the income is more or not, her preference is always those chips. So her demand will always shift on the right hand side for Lay's products. And on the left hand side for those products which she is not buying.
What I don't get is what is the factor that is influencing her decision?
Taste and preference.
So the price doesn't matter, whatever it is.
Yes, correct. Now you got it.
Yeah, okay.
Hmm. Right? So other products will go on the left hand side, but her taste and preference is there, so it goes on the right hand side. I hope I hope it is clear. Peak at the traffic or peak hours, cab fares. Okay, so I hope also quality of the product. Yeah, many things comes into consideration. A very simple example I tried to connect here. Okay, so yeah, but that is a temporary increase. We have observed it is a temporary increase in the price. So we cannot say it as yes, tomato cost is going up, no doubt about it. But now the cost is 14 rupees kg or something. So okay, so there were some things which were raised in the yes, price is the one which is actually getting impact, which will show you that it is the impact which is happening. Gold fluctuation. Okay, let me think over and tell you. Yes, it's a very good question. Let me think over. Yes, festival occasions do impact. We can observe, or we can say that there is a movement along the demand curve. Like in case of Raksha Bandhan, hotels are crowded. They won't be increasing the price, but in some things they like waiting period or something like that, there is always there. So they don't take bookings in advance in some cases or so on. So yes, festivals do have an impact on equity market. When we will be discussing financial markets, equity market does have an impact where fluctuation in the prices go up. uh, yes, like elections are coming or something, then in that case we can see that the market is having an impact, right? So yes, it does have. Now, let's start with what are the exceptions to the law of demand. See, in some cases, uh, law of demand is not that effective. So we can say that it becomes ineffective. So somebody had messaged in the group also uh, that little some yes. Yes, so it does demand increases then when price is ultimately increasing or something. Yes, so it is not necessary in these cases like Giffen goods, Veblen goods, future price changes, or sometimes you are ignorant as a consumer, or some emergency comes. Then if there is a change in fashion, taste, and preference, then there is a conspicuous consumption or necessities, then these are the exceptions to the law of demand. So exceptions means they won't hold true to the law of demand. Now, given goods are known as those inferior goods whose demand increases with increase in its price. Sorry. Now, a very simple example to give is low quality rice. Because if I give, yes, I will be sharing after making some changes, I'll be sharing the PPT. Now, a very simple example why I'm not giving way back means when I was doing my post graduation, a very common example which was given was about millets like bajra and ragi and so on. But nowadays they are considered in a healthy diet. So let me give a simple example. And an inferior quality of rice you are using, and what you are doing, you are consuming that rice. But when in case of given good, inferior good whose demand increases will increase the price. So there are so many inferior goods which are pretty cheap compared to other substitutes which are available. So take any inferior quality rice compared to other high quality rice, say basmati rice, right? So poor households who are there will prefer to consume that inferior quality rice. So whenever the price of given good increases, the quantity demanded also increases because there is an increase in the price. Now, when the income is remaining the same, so what they will do, poor people will cut the consumption of superior substitute. That is, poor people will first they will be using 1 kg of basmati rice. Instead of that, because the price of the inferior rice has gone up, they have to reduce the consumption of the superior substitute, and again they will be buying the same product which is known as your given good. Why? Because this is related with the basic necessities or basic needs. I hope this is clear. Given good, yeah, so rice is the one. Actually, generally they will give a real world example is your bajra and rice. I can give that example also. So suppose your monthly consumption of bajra is 20 kg, which is an inferior good, and your superior good, that is rice consumption, is 10 kg. Now, bajra is sold for 5 rupees and rice is sold for 10 rupees per kg. Yes, let's discuss this after. Let me continue with this example, or else again. So what I'm telling is 20 kg bajra you are consuming for, let's write down, so that's better. 20 kg bajra you are consuming, which is an inferior good, and it is sold for 5 rupees kg. And you are consuming rice. Per month, you are consuming 10 kg for 10 rupees per kg. Now, in that case, as your total income is fixed, or you can say your total income is 200 rupees. Now, you can purchase both the products at this price in the market. So this is your income. Suppose if the price of bajra increases to 6 rupees, what will happen? You will have to reduce the consumption of rice. So when your consumption of when the price is increasing for bajra, you have to reduce your consumption, as your income is fixed, is known as a given good. I hope this is clear. Yeah. Now, the second one is known as Veblen good. This is related with your conspicuous consumption, in the sense that this was brought forward by Veblen, who said that there is a certain group of people who measure their utility on the basis of price. So higher the price, they feel that they are getting higher the satisfaction or higher utility. In that case, they are ready to pay higher price. Like going and having a cup of coffee in CCD will be an example of a Veblen good, in which if you go and pay higher price, you get higher satisfaction. Yes, I paid a higher price, right? So, or purchasing diamond, platinum, ruby, all these are also simple examples of Veblen goods. We purchase these goods for show off, that I paid 1 lakh rupees or 5 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees in purchasing this product, and that's why it is known as Veblen goods. Expectation of future prices is when the consumer is expecting that the price of the product is going to go high. What they will do,
इसरो के 10 चेयरमैन हुए, उनमें से 7 लोग साउथ इंडियन है। ये शायद आपने भी ऑब्जर्व किया होगा, बट ऐसा क्यों है? तो पहले तो आप मुझे गलत मत समझना। जस्ट लाइक हम लोग बोलते हैं कि गुजराती मारवाड़ीज अच्छे बिजनेसमैन है, तो वैसे ही इसके पीछे भी मैंने कुछ रीजन ढूंढने का ट्राई किया, एंड मुझे ये 3 बड़े रीजन मिले। थर्ड, स्टेम सब्जेक्ट, साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी, इंजीनियरिंग एंड मैथमेटिक्स। तो डेटा ये कहता है कि इन कोर्सेज में साउथ इंडियन लोग ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट दिखाते हैं। सो 2022 के रिपोर्ट के अकॉर्डिंग
okay, so let me continue with, I hope Sanju, you are done with the discussion. Okay, so the third one is when you are expecting the prices of the product is going to increase at that time. Yes, it is always related with show off. So yes, they have to be a luxurious good, or they are the ones which are really expensive. See, if I tell someone, yeah, luxurious watches also is an example. If I tell someone, I just went to Taj Vivanta and stayed there for 4 days or 1 week or 1 month, it matters. Oh, Taj. Oh, you went to Paris. Oh, okay. So that is what is in case of Veblen goods. Future prices is when you are expecting the price uh, to fall in future, then you will stop, means you will reduce your present consumption. But when you feel that the price is going to go high in future, in that case, you will start stocking those things, or you will purchase of things in advance. That is future price changing. It can go up or it can go down. When you are ignorant that the prices are going to change, then it may happen that your purchasing decision will also change. So that is where you are an ignorant person, where you are not aware, as in if the prices is going to go high or price is going to go low. Suppose in case of emergency, suppose there is a war or a natural calamity or there is an earthquake, then it happens that the demand is ineffective, right? Because in some cases, because of earthquake or because of tsunami or any kind of natural calamity, there are shortage of essential products. So what will happen? The demand for those products will go high. So yes, in such case, it is also a exception. So I have observed that during riots, uh, it had happened that milk was sold at a higher price because the availability of milk at that time was less initial days. Later on, yes, they were supplying lot of milk because it is a necessity. So initial days, the prices of milk has gone high during an emergency. During earthquakes, not much, but yes, during riots, I had observed that. Okay. When there is a change in fashion or taste and preference, that is your trend is changing. Like those in 50s or early 60s, people used to wear bell bottom pants. Now if you say I am wearing a bell bottom, people will think, oh, what an old fashion, right? Nowadays recent trendy jeans or something like that. So what will happen? Your preferences change. So your consumer will prefer to buy those commodities which are actually in the market. So even if the price is high, they will prefer to purchase that products which is recently trending in the market. So recent trending in the market is where your jeans is little torn or something. That is what I am seeing nowadays. In magazines also it will come, on road also I can see, rather than people wearing those old fashioned skirts or old fashioned bell bottom pants, etc., etc., right? So because the fashion, the taste and preference is changing, even you are ready as a consumer to pay a higher price, even if the product is not worth paying that much, right? Then the next one is your conspicuous consumption. That is when you are purchasing certain commodities which are essential for your modern life. So you buy those things irrespective of the price is increasing. Like you bought a TV, or you bought a refrigerator, or you bought some car, like fully automatic car rather than a manual car, or you are purchasing air conditioners for all the rooms and so on, right? So that is known as your conspicuous necessities. For that also a consumer is ready to pay more. Now the last one is bandwagon effect. Bandwagon effect means my neighbor is having a car, so I should have a car, right? This is also an exception to the law of demand. Why? Because we buy those things which are actually not necessary for us. But because my neighbor is having or my relative is having, I am purchasing this product just to show off, is also known as your bandwagon effect, right? So here what a person is trying to do, a person is trying to buy any product according to the pattern or the group in which he is belonging. So he will prefer to purchase that product just to show that, okay, even I am having a car or even I am having a two-wheeler. Yes, it's a similar to, but in Veblen effect, you can see that they will prefer to purchase rare products. But in case of bandwagon effect, you can purchase those products which your neighbors, relatives, and so on are having. Because Veblen effect is you are showing off that, oh, I have this diamond which is rarest of rare, and I have paid 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs or 50 lakhs rupees for it, right? So there where more show off is there, but bandwagon effect is more of an impact. Yes. Okay. So with this, we are done here. Before, our session is still 8:30, so we have done a lot of discussion. From last class we have started, so we did managerial economics and what is scope and what is demand and law of demand and elasticity of demand and so on. Now today we will be taking, I will be discussing uh, yes, we will be discussing about the sums for elasticity of demand. So you should be aware as in how the elasticity of demand sums are calculated. Yes. Are you able to see the screen? Yes. Yes, correct. So Veblen is stand apart from the crowd while bandwagon is following the crowd. Correct. Yes, it's absolutely correct. Okay. So see, these are simple examples, but they are important for us to understand. Now, let's begin with the first example. Try to understand uh, from this only. Now, can you see? I have zoomed in. Yes. So just understand how it works, how the elasticity is calculated. Now, later on, like during the next session, before I start with the concept of demand forecasting and so on, before we start doing it, I will just introduce and show that how elasticity actually is less than one and how it is getting impacted with the revenue, because that is where the practical application of elasticity comes when we are doing any kind of a business or we are taking business decisions. But this is how the elasticity is calculated. So yesterday the prices of envelope was $3 and Julie was willing to buy 10 boxes. Now, today the price has gone up by 3.75 a box, and Julie is willing to buy 8 boxes, right? So, is Julie's demand for envelope elastic or inelastic? Let's find out. Now, the equation, the equation which I had shared is to be written in this manner: percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price, right? So this is percentage change. We will do the calculation. Yes, wait. This is change in quantity. This triangle in mathematics is known as change, which shows us change. So change in quantity demanded due to change in price. So this change by change in Q by change in P. This change in price. Now, P is the initial price and Q is the initial quantity. Generally, what I suggest is to remember how to remember is new price and old price. It is very easy for us to remember that which is your new price and which is your old price. Now let's do the calculation of what is the new price and old price. So we have the information for Julie, who had purchased 3 boxes, sorry, $3 she had paid, and she had purchased 10 boxes. So if I want to write old price, how much is the old price? It is 3. And how much is the new price? New price is 3.75. 3.75. Same way, if I write old quantity, why I am writing old quantity? To understand how much she had purchased. So old quantity is 10 and new quantity is 8. Now, how the calculation is done? Let's see here. The formula is percentage change in quantity demanded. So what is it? New quantity, let me write it as QTY, minus old quantity divided by old quantity. I hope this is clear. New quantity, this is percentage change in quantity. This is percentage change in quantity. Is new quantity minus old quantity divided by old quantity. So what is my new quantity? 8 minus 10 divided by 10. This is not allowed. 8 minus 10 divided by 10. So this is equal to minus 0.2. Now, as I told you, we have to ignore the negative signs. So this negative sign will become positive and we will write here as 20. You can do it later also, right? Now, change in price is also calculated in a similar manner. 3.75 is your new price, minus 3 is your old price, divided by old price, that is 3. So that is coming 0.25, that is 25%. So minus 20% divided by 25% here is equal to minus 0.8 percentage. So 0.8 percentage is less than 1. 0.8 percentage is less than 1. That time we say that Julie has inelastic demand. I hope this is clear. Only one. Any doubt? If you want me to repeat this again. Yes. Others? Yes, I can. Yes, final value is not percentage. Why it is not percentage, you know? Because 100 will get divided. 20% is what? Right? That's why it is not percentage. See, in the last one, it is 20% divided by 25%. So this percentage will get cancelled. Basic mathematics. So 20 divided by 25. Kavita ma'am, please mute yourself. Thank you. So this is minus 0.8. So this is 0.8, which is taken in terms of absolute value, right? So rather than taking it in starting, it is better we take here. Yeah. So this is taken in terms of absolute value, and this 0.8 is less than 1. So we say that there is a inelastic demand. So this, what she is preferring to purchase, becomes her necessity. So envelope purchasing is her necessity, and that's the reason why she is willing to buy 8 boxes even if the prices is higher. It's absolutely fine, no problem. It's it's okay, it's fine, it's absolutely fine. Where it's important, I have to say, so it's fine. I hope it's clear. Yes. Okay, so let's move on to the next sum. Now, yeah, so Catherine is advertising to sell cookies for 4 dozen dollar, sorry, dollar for a dozen, and she sells 50 dozen, and she decides that she can charge more. So she raises the price to $6 a dozen. So she is selling, what would be my old price? In this case, can anyone help me out? What would be my old price? Yes. So $4 is my old price. And what is my new price? New price is 6. Now, what is my old quantity? Old quantity is old quantity is 50 and new quantity is 40, right? Now, same way, change is that triangle which we write, change in quantity is equal to, change in quantity is 40 minus 50 divided by 50 is minus 0.2, which I can write it as 20%. Same way, new price is 6 minus old price divided by old price is giving me 0.50, that is 50%. Now my formula is change in quantity demanded by change in price. So change in quantity demanded by change in price is 0.4. To find the quantity when price is okay. So let's go further. This is first part which we have done. What is the elasticity of demand? First part is done. Now second part is assuming that
Ma'am, ma'am, the elasticity of demand will be inelastic, because it's less than 1.
yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So assuming that elasticity of demand is constant, how many would she sell if the price were $10 a box? Now, how much she will be selling if the price is going up? With the same formula, if I know what is the elasticity. It is 0.4 because it is mentioned here clearly that assuming the elasticity of demand as constant. So we write elasticity is 0.4, change in quantity by change in price. So we need to find out what would be change in price. So let me do this calculation here. So it will be easier for us. We know what is the elasticity. It is 0.4. Why the point is not coming? And we know what is change in quantity. That is also mentioned, that it is 10. So this is equal to 10 divided by change in price. This is change in price. So what we will do, this we will take here and this will go here. So change in price is equal to 10 minus 4 divided by 4, which is equal to 1.5, that is 150%. So remember, before taking the absolute value, elasticity was minus 0.4. So we use minus 0.4 to calculate the change in quantity, and or else you will end up with a big increase in consumption instead of decrease. Just remember this in case when we are doing the further calculation, you have to remember that you have to take minus 0.4 into consideration. Because if we don't take minus 4 into consideration, we will land up getting some higher value, which is not the real value which we should get, right? So when we do this 150%, minus 0.4 is change in quantity by 150%. Yes, I will show the question. Assuming the elasticity as same, it is clearly mentioned there. So we have to understand that elasticity cannot be changed. So for further calculation, when we do, we have to take minus 4 into consideration. Now, one more important thing here is, see what they have done here or what I have done. Here they have done $10 minus 4. This is what it is done here. 10 minus 4, right? Don't get confused between this 0.4 is taken here. No, this is different. This is different. Here they have taken it as 4. So 10 minus 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1.5. Now, minus 4 is equal to change in quantity by 150%. So change in quantity is minus 60%, minus 0.6. So when we calculate this, it is x is equal to 20. You want me to show this calculation? Do you want me to show this basic calculation also? Okay. Just let me know in case you need me to show this calculation. I can do that because in some sessions I do that. Sometimes it doesn't come. So what I should understand? Some are telling yes, some are telling no. You want me to show the calculation? Okay. Let me show this calculation and then we will end the session here. See, this is minus 0.4. Which is equal to change in quantity upon 150%. Right? You have your cell phones with you. You can do a multiplication. Which multiplication? cross multiplication, right? Then we will get change in quantity. So please open your calculator and do a multiplication of 150 into 0.4. Please do it and tell me. 150 into 0.4. Is it coming 60? Yes. Now, what is this? Percentage, right? So percentage means what? We have to divide it by 100, right? So 0.4 into 150 divide by 100. So this will come, yes, this will come minus 0.60. Yes, your calculation is absolutely correct. I hope you got it. Yes, which book? Generally for microeconomics, Pindick and Rubinfeld. Robert Pindick and Daniel Rubinfeld is what the book they follow for MBA level. Yes, I can definitely type. I hope this calculation is clear with everyone. Okay, so other questions are there. Try to solve if income elasticity is possible for you. We will discuss in the next session. Same way for cross price elasticity of demand is also there. So that is also one more concept which is related with elasticity of demand. Yes, just give me some time. I'll make some changes in the PowerPoint presentation and give it to you. So in there won't be any kind of confusion when you are referring to the material. Yes, I will share the name of the books as well. It's wait. Yes, I will definitely share the sums as well. Two books I will give you. uh, yeah, I will type it in the chat box so everyone can refer to it. That would be a better option for me. Uh, Okay, so I have shared here. With that, I will share this exam, this Excel sheet as well. You can practice this Excel sheet in case you need more sums for practicing. Uh, Later on, you can have a discussion as in who is there in the WhatsApp group and so on, please. Two books I have mentioned here. You can refer to those books. Local author, actually Varshne and Maheshwari is there, but I'm not sure as in how much updated the book is. But it's a really good book, which I used to refer way back. So maybe you can refer to that book as well, right? But generally, standard textbook for an MBA level is Microeconomics by Pindick and Rubinfield. So prefer to use that. Or one more book is there, Microeconomics by G.S. Gupta is also there, what they prefer to use. But I don't suggest those book, G.S. Gupta's book I don't suggest, because it everything is not included, that's why. So many things will be missing uh, in that, in his book. That's the reason why I prefer to give this managerial economics by Pindick and Rubinfield, or you can microeconomics by Pindick and Rubinfield, or you can refer to this managerial economics book, right? And Indian author I will give you by next week. Give me some time. Let me look into Varshne and Maheshwari one more time if it's updated or not. Generally, ebooks are available online. Yes, there is an app in which you can download the ebooks. So maybe you can check Z Library or something where you will get the books, free books, right? So I also prefer to take ebooks from there. So maybe you can refer to that website and check if these books are available or not. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a great day. And I hope, yeah, thank you so much and have a great day. Uh, okay, thank you so much. Fine. So thank you so much. With this, let's end the session here, and hope you had a great time. And yeah, so
Ma'am,
yes.
you were saying about a Google Drive where you will be sharing the PPT and the Excel. So exactly where it is, ma'am.
Okay, I'll just check how it comes to you. Let me check that also. So from my side, I'll make the change and share it with you. Did you get the last PPT which I had shared? No. Oh, okay, fine, fine, fine. Let me, yes, let me look into this. Thank you so much for raising this issue. I'll just look into it, what is going wrong and where. And if it's not at all getting shared by next week, let me take something. I'll do something and ensure that all the things which we are discussing in the session, it's coming. Yes, I don't mind sharing in the chat, but the issue is I need to make some changes and then I can share it in the chat. So let me check it. Then how can we do the sums which I will share it somehow. You don't need to worry about it. Okay. So in case you're not getting it at all, okay, fine. I'll do one thing. I'll share the Excel sheet now itself, and PowerPoint presentation, I'll make the change and send it to you. Cannot be sent because it is currently in use. Yeah. Just check. Yeah, it got shared.
We got the Excel, ma'am.
You got the Excel. Wait, I'll make changes in this and share the. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll share what is movement along the demand curve and shift in the demand curve. So that will also go. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so I'll share the PPT as well. Just give me 2 minutes. It's done. I made the changes. Oh, sorry. Srinath, just share it with everyone. By mistake, I have shared it with only you. Just check if you have received the. Yes, that and this one is the same one. It's the both are same, right? So you don't need to worry. Yes, I have already sent. Both are the same one. So we have done in continuation with the one which we were started last week. Okay, so you don't need to worry. This is the PPT which is there for both the sessions. Okay, so I hope you have received the PPT as well. Yes. Okay, thank you so much. And I've made the changes. And what information was not required, I've deleted that also. So don't need to worry about it. Thank you so much and have a great night. Bye. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.